Yemini for Rebel News in Melbourne, Australia, here tonight to catch up with Senator Babet, who has tabled a bill in Parliament that everybody should hear about.
So this bill is essentially about removing vaccine indemnity from vaccine manufacturers. At the moment, if they make a vaccine, something goes wrong, people get hurt, the government pays, the taxpayer pays. So all this bill seeks to do is it says, if the vaccine companies do something which hurts someone, they themselves have to pay. Very, very simple. I think common sense. And this bill is going to flush out who in Parliament House cares about the people or who cares about Big Pharma and their cushy jobs.
And do you think it's going to pass?
I certainly hope that it does pass, but like I said before, the people will get to see who votes yes and who votes no at the end of this process. And we're going to know once and for all which one of our senators gives a damn about the Australian people.
But aren't you worried if they remove indemnity that Big Pharma will cease to sell their products here in Australia? They've helped us so much over the last few years. Aren't you worried that if we take away that protection which they have all around the world, they've certainly enjoyed it recently. Bull, he's a good mate of mine, by the way. We'll put that on screen. But, you know, the whole point of that was so that they know that they can trial their... they can sell us drugs and protect us as a nation. So what was the point of indemnity? And aren't you worried that the opposite will happen?
Well, indemnity is actually quite a new concept. So this is something that wasn't around before. They've just invented this now out of nowhere quite recently. And isn't that convenient for these big pharma manufacturers? I'll put it this way. Let's say a car manufacturer produces a car. That car is obviously faulty. It's not safe. You have a car accident because the car takes you off the road. You're injured. Who should pay for that? The government? The taxpayer, or the people that made the car in the first place? I think it's the people that made the car. And because that's how it should be, what will naturally happen is people will make safer cars, they'll invest money in their cars, and they'll make sure that their cars are safe and don't hurt people. That's what's going to happen. So these big pharma goons, as I call them, will make them accountable for the harm that they do to the Australian people. Hey, release a good, safe, quality product, no one's going to get hurt, right?
But what if Pfizer pulls all their products?
They absolutely will not. The one thing that Pfizer and Pfizer shareholders care about the most, Avi, is they care about dollars, cash money. That's all they care about. They don't care about the average Australian person or anyone else across the world. They care about their shareholders and making money. And if they want to make money, the best way to make money, Pfizer, Moderna, and all the other rest of these guys, AstraZeneca, etc., if you want to make money, produce a good product, make sure it's safe, make sure it's effective, and you won't have to force people to take your product. They'll naturally want to take it because it's good.
If you think it's important for people to know about Senator Babet's bill, make sure to like, comment, but most importantly, share it far and wide because the mainstream media, they don't want the world to know. They don't want Aussies, they don't want your neighbours to know what the government is going to pass and going to let fall. And then make sure to head over to followavi.com because if and when the misinformation bill passes, the platform you're watching this on right now, well, I may not be allowed to publish these kinds of reports because they will cower to the government. So followavi.com, follow me across all socials, just in case.